Alright, so we got a little update going on here with the Cub. I have the engine block all painted up, the air cleaner, manifold, a whole front end. Didn't do the generator. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this thing 6 volt yet or if I'm going to do 12 volt. Also, we got back the radiator, and the pipe is attached now like it should be. So we're just getting ready here to run the tap through these holes and run the die on the bolts so everything goes together nicely and get this radiator put on. Alright guys, so basically you take your tap on your handle and you get it lined up in your hole so you don't cross thread it. You're going to feel some resistance. That's just all the crap in there from all the years of this tractor being together. You want to go a few turns, back up a little bit. Just keep going like that. On here I've noticed, I've done a couple already, and I've noticed that there is a bottom. Even though they are all the way through, they're not threaded all the way through. So once you hit where you think is bottom, just work it a little bit and make sure. And it gets pretty tight, so then we'll just back it out and you'll see all the junk piled up here, and I'll see if I can get it to focus on the end of that tap, all the stuff it pulls out. You can see there's stuff around the hole, and on that tap you can see the end here that actually is, take my fingernail here, knock it out, you can see it's all full of junk in there. You want to get all that stuff out of there and blow some air through all those holes and make sure they're good and clean, and be a lot easier reassembling. Now for the bolt end of it, you can see there's quite a bit of junk on those. If we can get the, it's not going to focus for me here. Anyways, you get the point. I just take and put it in there by hand, and I take and I put just a socket on there and thread it on in. The bolts are much easier, I feel, to do than the actual casting on the tractor is. But you can see there that it really does clean them up. You know, if we could get it to focus, that'd be nice, but I guess that ain't gonna happen today for us. This is a hole I did before, so you can see that, I mean, that bolt runs in there real nice and smooth now, and we'll put a little Permatex on the threads when we put it together just to seal it up, make sure we don't get any leaks through the bolts. Other than that, that's all there is to cleaning that up and prepping that. Alright, so all the holes are tapped. We had to remove the fan to put the radiator on again. You kind of got to take that off to be able to get the fan shroud and everything back into place, so it was a lot easier to tap the holes with it off as well. Now, I laid down a thin coat of this Permatex, I want this, there we go, Indian head gasket shellac. That's kind of just to help hold that cork gasket into place. And now we're going to set the radiator on there and start putting all the bolts back in. Alright, so first thing to put the radiator on is get your top hose connection in. And kind of just lay your radiator down on the holes. Try not to move that gasket. Then you have your plates go on the front, the back side, and the center of the radiator. And a little bit of high temperature red RTV. Just put a little bit on each of the bolts. I'm just putting it on as precaution to keep from getting any leaks. The Cubs have a non-pressure system, so leaks shouldn't be an issue. But we'll get these first couple bolts in, and then we'll get the rest going down too. And I tell you, with cleaning these threads and cleaning these bolts up makes all the world of difference for reassembly. So much easier to just put them in by hand and have everything held in nice and tight right off the bat. Alright, well, I'll get the other 4 in and I'll get back to you. Alright, and then on the sides of your radiators you have these brackets here. Just kind of slide in here, line up your holes. And there's 5 bolts around that. There's a total of 18 bolts that hold this radiator on. So there's a lot of bolts to tighten. Don't want to break that pipe off again. So I'll get these put in, get it tightened down. Just going to go tight on them. From what I've read, they don't have to be super tight, like between 10 and 20 foot-pounds on them. I'm probably just going to go hand tight, starting from the center 2 on front and rear, and work my way out to the edges. And then we'll get the shroud on and the fan back on. I'm not sure how that's going to go because it did not have one when I bought it, so we'll hopefully get it on fairly easily. Alright, so we got the last one here. I decided to torque them to 15 foot-pounds. One thing that I did forget to mention was inside here on the 3rd bolt in, there's a little bracket that holds that overflow pipe. Make sure you put that bracket in or that pipe could end up getting into your fan. Well, let's get the shroud on here and see how it looks. Alright, so we have our pulley assembly, fan assembly, shroud. It's all supposed to come in this direction. A little bit of moving it around, seeing what fits past where. Where are we stuck on? Huh? Let's see if it'll come. Yeah, it'll come. Oh boy, well. Okay, what we got is the little clip on the bottom of the air cleaner and the governor rod. We just gotta sneak it by that. There we go. This part of this tractor is kind of a... Alright guys, so if you couldn't tell, the camera died. I didn't catch the full installation there. Once I got it in there and got everything bolted up, I realized the camera was dead. I wasn't about to take it all back apart because I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a pain. We ended up having to take the air cleaner off to get the fan and the shroud assembly in there. It's pretty tight quarters if you got big hands, so I'm not gonna, I don't really feel like taking it apart again, we'll put it that way. I'll give you some video here, what it looks like all together, just so you guys can see how it all fits up. Well, there it is. Looks totally different, looks a lot nicer with the fan shroud on. Got the belts on. As I said, the air cleaner had to be removed. You can't really see my finger down there. There's 2 bolts. There's this bracket here that goes down along the front of the engine block, and there's 2 bolts on the front side of that. You gotta take those off, and then this fitting here to take the air cleaner out of the way enough to get that in there. I did put stainless hardware on the shroud. Gonna get stainless for attaching the hood and everything as well. All new hoses, clamps, all around. I really like the shine on this paint. What I used is the Magic brand, the tractor, truck, and implement paint. Picked that up at Tractor Supply. Seems to lay down really nice. I like the color. It's a really good international red color. Sometimes you get some of those paints, they don't look that great. They're kind of off from where they should be. What I've been brought up with painting internationals and stuff, this is the closest I've found to what looks correct for these tractors. There was a lot of different colors, so it is kind of hard to tell, but I really like the way this paint lays down. Now when I do the back half, I do have a gallon and hardener, and I'm going to end up clear coating the fenders, the hood, try and make it shine as much as possible. I think that's all we got for today, guys, so give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you haven't already, subscribe. Catch you later.